Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome back to the Halal versus Haram series. In this series, we aim to cover popular yet controversial topics in the world of business and finance from an Islamic perspective so that we can expose the truth. Halal or Haram? There's so many young Muslim entrepreneurs out there who are hustling and grinding day in, day out, but they don't actually stop and think whether what they're doing is actually halal. And in this series, we aim to clear everything up. Today's topic is Islamic mortgages, also known as halal mortgages. Now, for those of you who don't know, a mortgage is a loan that you would take from the bank so that you can buy a property either to live in or as an investment. This is an interest-bearing loan, and obviously we know interest is haram, and the majority of scholars will tell you that a mortgage is straight up impermissible. But there's also this other thing called an Islamic mortgage or a halal mortgage, which says it does the same thing minus the interest. Now, unfortunately, most Muslims will look at anything with the halal label on it and automatically believe it without doing any extensive research. And when it comes to Islamic mortgages, there is a lot more research that needs to be done. If you're a fairly intelligent individual, you might already be questioning, how can a bank lend out money without any interest at all but still make some money from it? That's where things get a bit confusing. Islamic banks say that they don't lend with any interest at all. Instead, what they do is they buy the asset and they rent it out to you until you've paid off the full amount. But it ends up costing you more because they add on their profit, which coincidentally matches the interest rates. Without getting too technical and making any mistakes, because my theoretical knowledge on this topic isn't the greatest, I can tell you this. When it comes to the theory of Islamic mortgages, it all makes sense. It seems like a sound model that serves a market that desperately needs this solution. But the practice differs vastly from the theory. And the more you look into things, you'll actually find that the entire Islamic finance industry is corrupt, dodgy, and operating in the grey with a total lack of transparency. Now, I'm specifically addressing the Islamic banks in the Western world, because in some Muslim countries, they actually do what they've initially said. But in the Western world, it's all just a big game of pass the parcel and trying to hide interest and disguise it as profit. I want to make it clear that I'm no expert in Islamic finance. It's a topic that I've had a keen interest in for the last 5 years, and when I started on social media and started to build my personal brand, it was basically what helped me get started. And because of that, I've actually been able to network with and meet some big names within the industry, and from speaking to many different people, this is the narrative that I've basically been given. I'm not a scholar, this is not a fatwa, so please do your own extensive research. Now, one individual who has always been transparent and has actually given a lot of valuable information on this subject is a brother called Safdar Alam. And in the description below, I will have a link to his Twitter or X profile, and you can basically just drop him a message. Now, I'm not affiliated with him, there's no sponsorship or partnership, it's just a person that I've spoke to previously in the past, and I've learned a lot from him and the free content which he puts out.